Another question: would you bring your friends in America that haven't been to Haiti? Would you bring them to your house?
I will. I will, for the simple fact, like I said again, you cannot fool the world. You cannot, you cannot hide all the flaws in your country thinking you're going to come and tell people, oh, yeah, this is beautiful, this is that. No, because everybody can buy an airplane ticket and then they can fly, they can go and see for themselves. You know what I mean? So who are we kidding?
No, what I'm trying.
But Haiti used to be nice. Haiti used to be cleaner. Okay. But right now, I don't know. Ever since probably Duvalier left, and it's been going downhill. Okay, so from probably 2 years after Duvalier, I would say, because it didn't happen like right then and there, but maybe I would say 2 years later after his departure, then Haiti has stepped on a track where it's only going backward.
Backwards. No, what I'm trying to say is, if your house is messy, would you bring your friend to your house? I don't think you would.
No, but you talk about a person who is conscious that his house is dirty. And then if that person is a clean person, and I'm sure there is a logical explanation why the house is dirty. Maybe because he didn't have time to clean, blah, blah, blah. So at this point, he will not bring any visitor to his house, knowing that the house is dirty. But if you don't notice that the house is dirty because you can't see it's dirty, all right, then you're going to bring people, because that's what a pig does. A pig lives in mud and in a pig house. So therefore they feel comfortable in it. You understand? But I can't understand how people are going to feel comfortable. Like when you're sitting, you have your little business there, because like flea market type of things, right? Open market. And then you have flies flying all over the meat, food or bread or whatever. And then you're going to sit there and then telling me that, oh, it's just like I get used to it. How are you going to get used to something like this? You know what I mean?
Let's go back. Let's talk about the diaspora press, the Association of Haiti. Is there any?
Well, that is another problem with the Haitian community. You will assume that, outside of Haiti, there will be like some, in United States, more particularly, that they will have a diaspora press, association, for instance, where journalists can share information, or they can, like for instance, let's say during the election or during this cholera epidemic in Haiti, if there were like some sort of press association, maybe there could be some fundraising for the press association so that journalists can just like pick up and go to Haiti, so that they can bring back amazing news to us here, to other Haitians who want to know what's going on in Haiti. Everybody wants the news. Everybody wants to know what's going on, right? But they don't know the sacrifice that it entails in order to go and get those news. And sometimes because of lack of resources, we as journalists, we can go and do our job. We can't because we don't have the fund. We don't have the money. I mean, for you to just pick up and go, that means you're leaving your job. You're leaving your family here. But you're going over there for what? So that you can go bring the news to satisfy people who are sitting in the luxury of their home, but they don't want to contribute as a nation, as a community. I mean, if the news is that important to them, why can't you think like if everyone gives like $1, for instance, like Valerio Senri, who is in New York from Teleimage, who is doing a great job by providing all Asians with important news on a weekly basis from Haiti. You will think that the Haitian community, for instance, will organize some fundraising in order to help, the journalists, the Haitian journalists, in order to be able to continue to do their job. Well, no, but it's easy to just like talk how patriotic, how much they love their country, how much they love Haiti, but no one is doing the right thing in order to make that possible. You need media. It's very important in a community because it's through the media that you get certain news. The media is your news source. So therefore, if we don't have it like CBS, NBC, whatever, and the reason why too, we can't go to Haiti, for instance, and transmit live news, that's because we lack the funding. We don't have the resources. But if there was some sort of contribution made, and there was some diaspora press association, and then through this association, for instance, they can help journalists from Boston, from New Jersey, from New York, and other for us to do like a very effective work.
And then we also want to give a shout out to Reggie Production, who's doing a great thing in the community also, and they beg for sponsors so many times. You know, people like us, we beg for help. Nobody sees us doing a great thing.
Well, again, yes. I mean, we all need help. Reggie G Production, who's doing a good job here in Boston. You have Tele Diaspora, who is providing the Haitian people with news, important news here in Boston.
Now, you know, like we mentioned, a government without vision and a country in desperate needs. What do you think about Jean-Claude Duvalier in Haiti?
All right. I think this is for the judicial system to make a decision whether Jean-Claude, as a simple citizen, need to be called to justice. Mm-hmm. It's not mine to say, and especially if I was not a victim of the Duvalier regime. Mm-hmm. So I would not see things in the same angle as those people who consider themselves a victim of this particular regime. Mm-hmm. But if you ask me, I would say that as a Haitian, well, yes, he has the right to come back to his country. And I am not in a position to castigate anyone. Like I said, I don't represent the judicial system. Yeah. That's for them to mm-hmm. decide. And if they cannot show by proof that he in fact has committed those crimes, then it should be exonerated and continue to be a citizen in his country. And then if he comes back, he wants to show that he was regretful for the way that for the mistake that he had made at the time that he was running the country, and then he wants to show it through, he wants to redeem himself through good deeds, like the things that he wants to do right by the Haitian people now. Why not letting him be? Because I think if, you see, God is able to forgive, mm-hmm. and so who are we
to judge?
To judge. And if we can find a way to forgive and reconcile, and because whether they had put him in jail, he will have paid his price. Whether it's like the 25 years in exile, or it would have been the 25 years in jail, it would have been the same. Because once he completed his 25 years in jail, then you will have to release him. And then once you are released, then you are free in society again to continue living. And what happened is, I think, like, it's time that Haitian people start learning how to love one another, learning how to value other Haitians, other human beings. Preaching hatred is not going to get us anywhere. Like I said, sometimes people are allowed to make mistakes because every human being makes mistakes. And if we can't forgive, then that means we are telling people you can't make any mistake. And if that were the case, none of us here, or every one of us for that matter, will be called upon justice because we made mistakes. And I haven't seen any government, even after the Duvalier, that didn't make mistake. And under their governing, that there weren't a lot of crimes. On every government has their own crimes that they committed.
Yeah.
So if they are to judge him, then they are to judge others. Like I said again, it's always come to the judicial system to make that decision. It's not mine to make.
Well, I told you I talked to him over the phone. He sounds very normal, like a person who's willing to do something. I know some of you guys have family that were, suffered by the Duvalier. I'm very sorry about that. We Haitian people, like what Mark said, we need to stop saying, this is my turn now. It's like a revengeful, like, it's my turn, I'm going to destroy you. Yeah. And then when you finish destroy, and if I still have, like, kids coming back, they say, I'm going to get you back.
Then it's going to be a
continuing thing.
And then what happened is, like, we need to learn from other people's mistake. And we learn from our own, and we also learn from others. And I think it's time that really Haitian really think, like I said, after learning from other people's mistake and knowing that, well, when you do things, there's a consequence later on. So that could be a lesson.
So we want to say thank you for everybody who was watching the show. And I hope you learned something from me and Widmark. We tell you everything, mostly, about Haiti.
Yeah.
And continue to watch the show.
Say, yes, we thank you for your support, and we would like to ask you for your patience, because, like I said before in the previous show, we have a lot of footage of Haiti, and we are putting like a documentary, and that documentary we will have to give it out for, in return to get a little contribution, because we need your support. We need to keep going back and forth to Haiti to bring you forth important news. So the little you can do is you can either write us on Facebook, or either call us at the number you see on the screen, or you can write us an email if you need to know how you can support this show, how you can support this movement, so we can continue to be the voice of the people in Haiti. If you really like your country, then, and you don't trust people in Haiti by donating your money, but you can help us, you can help this show, so we can go over there and then let you see the things that you don't know what is going on over there. That is the only way. We need your support, so find a way, and you can call us or write us, again, like I said, and we'll tell you how you can support this show. And
also, you can go to my fan page and Haitian Jonas, one word. And you can also go to Widmark Richard Billou. You can tell them how you spell it, and that way it'll be on the screen.
Yeah, it will be on the screen. So the email address will be rwidmack@hotmail.com.
And what we're willing to do, we're willing to go and make sure everything is working in Haiti. The way they're rebuilding Haiti, and then you can see all the structures, all the stuff that they're doing. It is really important to show the community the work that you guys have put together, the money that you guys put together to send to Haiti.
Jonas, Haitians have to do just like the people from Jacmel. I give them props, because the people from Jacmel, they show you that they love their city. They have fundraising every year. They really do things in the country. So can you imagine every Haitian collectively doing things within their region? If you're from Saint-Marc, you do things for Saint-Marc. If you're from Gonaïves, you do things for Gonaïves. So collectively, the whole country will take.
Awesome.
It would be beautiful.
Like, you collect friends, and then you announce it. You can, you can let us know on Facebook, or like on my fan page, or your fan page, and say, hey, I'm from this city. Let's put it together and help them. Or I'm from Delma. Let's put it together and rebuild that area.
So we can follow we can multiply the example of the people of Jacmel. We can do the same thing. If you are from Saint-Marc, contact me. And I know someone who is from Semak who has a non-profit organization. So instead of going to reinvent the wheel, we can use him since he already have his organization. We can all like work together with him and see what we can do for Semak. And then on camera, we'll always go there. So your money will never go to waste because on camera we'll go there. You can tell us, okay, you can even give a suggestion on where to go so we can report for you when we come back. So, but help us like any way you can. All right. And
thank you for watching.
Talking with Haitian Jonas. And I'm with Mac Bello for On Camera.
And we want to give a shout out to Wu Nelson. Thank you for watching the show. And we'll be on next week.
We can't give up. The fight is on. We have to keep on fighting for our land, for our country, for a developing country. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Thank you. Love you.
See you the next time.